Hey guys, welcome back to the Circleville 2 YouTube channel. For this video we're going to go through some eBay sales that I've had lately. I like doing these kind of videos. One, my main channel started out doing eBay related videos, so I kind of like going back to the roots. But also, like, might give people ideas, something they can sell themselves, make a little extra money. That's what we used to always talk about. And especially with some of these tool deals, you can part out different pieces, maybe make some money, even keep some tools for yourself. So we got an example of that in this video. And just by happenstance, because this thing that you're looking at just sold recently, I can talk about one of my biggest flops. I had a lot of flops, but this was a pretty bad one. Maybe not the worst, but pretty bad. It's got to be close. I also learned a very important lesson from this item. So I've had these Zoku ice ball molds for, I bet, 4 or 5 years. I bought about 30 of them. They were at Hy-Vee. It's a 2-pack. It came in a little white and red box. And you put these little molds together. You can kind of see, I can't put my mouse really on it, but you can see that hole in the top of that one. You fill it with water, you stick it in your freezer, and instead of individual ice cubes, you get this one big, knock someone out, baseball-sized ice ball, right? And it's a 2-pack of these things in there, just like that. So Hy-Vee had these for $16.99. That's actually how much I sold this one for, because I took a best offer. So it wasn't $19.99, that's just what they're listed for on eBay right now. I bought them with the specific intention of selling them on Amazon. And back in the day when that was my full-time job, anytime I went to a store, even if it was like grocery shopping, it's like, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to scan this stuff, because you would just scan barcodes with an app on your phone. It would tell you what it's selling for on Amazon. It would give a breakdown of all the Amazon fees. You could put in how much you're paying for the item, and it would tell you how much you would make from it. It would also give you the Amazon sales rank information. So every item for sale on Amazon has a sales rank, and it just gives you a number where you can compare it to other items. Like the best-selling item in the computers category will be number 1, and the worst-selling item will be 10 million or whatever the hell it is. So you could use that number to kind of give you an idea of how often it sells, how likely it is to sell, and then you can look at the prices to get a general idea of how much you can make on the item. So really, once you learned how to interpret the numbers, it was idiot-proof. The hard part was just finding the items where the price difference was enough that you could overcome the fees, it was worth your time, to buy and sell the item. Now, what happened with this was I paid $16.99 a piece for these, but they were selling for about $40 a piece on Amazon, so I'd be able to make a little bit of money. Now, if I bought 30 of these at $16.99 a piece, you're talking like $500 out of pocket I was for these on that one day. So I get them listed on Amazon, and not a week, 2 weeks later, very short time afterwards, the Zoku company actually filed a complaint with Amazon saying that I was not an authorized reseller of this item. So I was not allowed to sell their item anymore. And that was the first time, this was pretty early in my selling on Amazon days, and that was the first time I came across that problem. Eventually what happened after I emailed them and talked to them, I could sell the item as used, but I could not sell it as new. Well, it's really hard to sell used items, especially something like this. Even if you put in the comment field that this item is not actually used, I just have to list it as used. So I said on these things, well, like I said, I had 30 of them for how many years, and I don't even know if this 3 available is correct, or if that's just how many I put on there. I'll have to go down to my basement where I store everything and find out. But that scenario is largely what got me out of selling on Amazon altogether. Like, my store still exists, but there's nothing in it right now. There hasn't been for maybe 2 years now, because it was happening with more and more products and more brands. Sometimes you would know beforehand, so you know, oh, I'm not even going to buy this because I can't sell it. I'm blocked. But in other instances, it would be after the fact, and you've already dished out that money, and now you're stuck with a product that you can't get rid of. But even further, Amazon will suspend your account because it's actually they're filing copyright infringement claims against you, which there's a whole discussion online about the first sale doctrine, which basically says that once you purchase a product, as long as you're not duplicating or replicating it, you now own the item. The company doesn't own it anymore, and you are able to do what you want with the item as far as reselling it. And then other people come back with warranty issues and how that affects the product. It just goes back and forth. But basically, Amazon is not interested in getting into that argument. If the company complains, they're just going to take it down, but they're also going to put a strike on your account. And I don't know if there's an official number, but at some point, they will just suspend your account. Now, what further entangled me with that is all of my Amazon accounts are one account. My buying account, my selling account, my affiliate account. At that time, they had Amazon ads. They don't have them anymore. Everything. It's all tied to one. And what I was really afraid of, because this was at a time when I started posting stuff on my website, and I was starting to make money on the website, I thought there's going to be some stupid-ass $5 item that I'm trying to flip for $10. It's going to get my entire account shut down, and I'm going to be out of all of these streams of revenue. So, like I said, that was probably 2 years ago, and I still have 12 shelving units, more or less full of products in my basement that aren't listed for sale anywhere. I took them out one day or one night. I was just sitting at the computer and I said, you know what? I'm not taking this risk. I'm taking everything down. So it's thousands of items. And I've been so busy, they just sit there. They're in tubs. I mean, they're not damaged. Some stuff might be expired by now. But at some point, I do want to get on eBay and list all that stuff just to get rid of it. There's some stuff that I was lucky enough I contacted another eBay seller, and he bought boxes and boxes of stuff, but I took a loss on every single thing I sold. I just wanted to get rid of good chunks of it. So anyway, learned a very important lesson there. Now, I have never had that problem on eBay. The only listing issues I've ever had on eBay is sometimes you can't use certain words. Like if you're selling baby clothes, you can't use the word onesie unless it is the brand name onesie. You can't put Velcro on something. That's hook and loop tape or something, or I don't know what they're supposed to call it, but you cannot use the word Velcro. Oh, crap. What's the other Snap-on brand? Is it Blue Point? You can't put both of those in a listing together. Even though it's the same company, it's the same thing, you can't do that. They'll take it down. But those are the only problems I've had with eBay listings, and I've been on eBay a lot longer than Amazon. But anyway, so one of these finally sold, $16.99 plus shipping, $4 for shipping. It's going to cost me more than $4 to ship it, and that's more or less what I paid to begin with, but at least I'm getting out from under the thing, and then it's one less out there, so there's still 3 available. I even did a video on that thing a long time ago, because some of this stuff I thought, well, I'll make more off the video and maybe affiliate commissions from the video than I'll actually make from selling this thing anyway, so I might as well open one up. And I'm almost sure a couple years ago, that would at least give you an idea of when I got the product back from Amazon, because I sent it to FBA. I had to pay to send it to their warehouses, then it's sitting in their warehouses, and I get this email with the listing taken down, and it's still at their warehouse, and then you have to pay to have it brought back to you again. So I paid more than just the $16.99 because I had to pay shipping both ways. Whew. God, that thing makes me so mad. Anyway, next item we have here is the Sony Handycam HDR CX440 Full HD camcorder. I took a best offer on this. How much did I get for it? So I took the best offer of $105. It's going to ship in a regional A box, which should be $10 or less to get to the buyer. I paid $59. I actually bought 2 of them. The other one's actually new, and this one was a display model, but still was able to get $105, and I'm keeping the new one for myself so I can do it on some of my videos. It's not the best camera in the world, but for the price, I was pretty happy with it. So I very close got the other one for free, but once I get this one all shipped out and ready to go. So not too bad there. It was a Walmart clearance deal. We actually had it posted on the forum at one time. These Craftsman wrench organizers They're not awful. I kind of like it because it's a tool thing. My main focus on eBay, and I've said it before in these eBay sale videos, is I want to get more tool-related items in my eBay store, because then I leave a sticker or a magnet or something from my website in with the package, and you know that's a targeted buyer because they're out buying tool-related stuff. So if I can just make a couple bucks, I don't got to make a lot of money off the tool stuff, because I want the lead of the potential buyer that might go to my website more than really what this is worth to me. But I only paid about 50 cents for these things. They're on Sears' website, super cheap, and I bought enough of them that I could get free shipping. Right here it says 19 sold, 9 available, $7.49 plus shipping. So I am making a couple dollars off it. It's not awful, and these are the actual wrench holders that I use in my toolbox. So I like them. The problem is they're kind of a pain to ship. They don't fit in the poly mailers or the bubble mailers that I typically buy. And if you put it in a box, it just gets too heavy, and then the shipping is even more expensive. They're just bigger than you would think by looking at the picture. If they were like 2 inches shorter, it would fit beautifully and it would be easy. But the way they are, they're kind of they just take more time than what's worth for making a $7 sale. Here's a Bosch charger that came from the 12-volt 2-tool combo kit that we got from Acme Tools. If you remember, this sale only lasted a couple hours. I don't know if it was an error or what happened that it didn't last very long, but you got 2 Bosch 12-volt tools, 2 batteries, the charger, and the bag, and it was all for $49. I bought 5 of them so that I would get free shipping, so I was only out $49 for the whole shebang on each one. I kept the screwdriver, cordless screwdriver, and then everything else I sold, so I definitely made some money on it, and I got to keep a tool for myself. Here is one of the chargers sold for $29.99, free shipping, probably cost depending on where it goes, $4 to $5 to ship. You can see I've sold 3 of them. I have 2 still available. And the conversion magnets are still going pretty good. I really like these things. By the time I bought them and paid for them to get shipped to me and then shipping them to other people, I only put them in an envelope, but it takes 2 stamps, so it's a little bit more. Anyway, I don't make a whole lot, but I do like that it's got my website on it and everything, and people have been pretty happy with them. Anyways, we've sold 82 so far. It says only 8 available. I have a bunch more. I just haven't counted them. There's a stack of them. But I'm glad that those have been able to sell, and a little bit of advertisement plus a legitimate product that could help people out with these conversion charts of comparing SAE to metric. So it feels like it's a win-win, and I kind of like it. And it's easy to ship, obviously, just putting it in an envelope. So same part of that Bosch deal, this is the bag that came with it. And this costs about $4 to ship also, but $12.99 for the bag. I was actually surprised people were paying that for it, because it's not huge. It just held those 2 12-volt tools, and what, $12.99 a piece out of something that honestly I thought I was going to end up just throwing away when I first got the combo kit. And these little wire terminals, the twin lock bulkhead connectors, have actually done pretty well. So well that I bought another set, although I'm not confident enough to buy a large quantity. So I sell them for $8.49 each for a 5-pack of those. And again, they get shipped just in an envelope, so it's really easy to do. And I've sold 23 so far. We have 33 available at $8.49 each. I'm really happy about those. Now, the price I'm paying, I actually don't know what the actual price is, but I could get it a lot cheaper. Right now I have to buy, I think it's a couple hundred at a time, 100 at a time, or 200 at a time, and then the shipping charge kind of sucks too. But I can get them a lot cheaper if I'll buy 2,500, but I really don't want to buy 2,500. I don't know how long it would take to sell all of those, to recoup the money invested in that. And that's a lot of them, man. I wish it was less. If it was like 1,000, I'd probably just go ahead and do it. But 2,500, but it cuts the price way down, less than half of what I'm paying now per piece. So we'll see how it goes. If I sell the rest of these, maybe it is worth getting that many of them. And the battery, I wish I would have put all these Bosch things together. So this is the battery, and there was 2 of these batteries in every set. So I got $30 a piece and sold 10 of them. There's $300. Real cheap shipping, $3.50 to $4 on that one. And they were 2 amp hour batteries. Now here is the pocket drill driver, 1/4 inch hex that came in. Now this is one where I kept one. That's why there's only 4 sold. This is the only thing I kept out of the whole thing, but $40 plus shipping. So just this item alone almost got my money back on the entire tool combo. And I know some people really hate it. They're like, oh, you're hogging it all. Well, you're a socialist, okay? Early bird gets the worm. And I did post it on my website, so everyone had a chance who gets notifications or goes to the website. People get really mad when I buy these things. But this is how I used to make my full-time living. This was it. Probably could make more doing this. Because deals like this don't come up all the time, but at $49, you know you're making good money when you buy that deal. So I bought 5 just so I get the free shipping. I could have bought 25, and then I would have done really good for the day. Of course, you got to find the sweet spot too, because if you bought too many, then they're just going to cancel your order. You know, you buy 250 kits, they're going to cancel it. So you do got to kind of play a game with, I'm buying enough that I make money, but I'm not buying so much that they're going to cancel my order on me. I actually thought the 5 was going to get canceled. Anyway, $39.99 for that one. And here we have the impact driver. Sold all 5 of those for $49.99 plus shipping. So that actually did make my money back. I really did well with these. I was really happy about that. Got to supplement the income still. Can't leave behind the selling altogether just yet. We have the authentic DeWalt. If you notice, it's really hard. Not really hard. It's somewhat hard to sell cordless tool batteries on eBay, because if you just typed in DeWalt 12-volt battery or 20-volt battery, you get a lot of the Chinese knockoffs, and the batteries look a little bit different, but then people have to filter out if they don't want the knockoffs and want the legitimate batteries. You know, they got to filter through looking at the pictures or whatever. So I put authentic in there, because I don't know if anyone would ever type that into a search, but I'm hoping that they would, and that it would knock out the Chinese knockoffs. You know, this one's made in China too, but I'm assuming better batteries in it. Anyway, it's a DCB 205 20-volt 5 amp hour. I'm trying to think, what did I just buy? It came with the tower light, maybe. Did it come with the light? Oh, God. I think that's the last DeWalt item I bought. Anyways, it came free with something else. So $59.99 free shipping. If you ever need batteries for your tools, getting them used on Amazon or eBay, or even new on eBay, but getting them, you know, not from a retailer, you can get it a lot cheaper. If you went to Home Depot or Acme Tools or any traditional retailer, you're going to spend a lot more on batteries. So I never buy just a battery. I always wait for it to be either as part of a kit, or if I don't need the battery, I can sell it off, or if it's part of a free item, you know, pick up. You buy the bare tool, you get the free battery or whatever. Because otherwise, it seems like a waste to pay for batteries if you have to, especially full retail price. Whew, that's bad. Next up, a type of item at one time I sold a lot of, and this is a really bad example because I didn't make anything off of this, and it was probably listed for 5 years. But you can even see kind of an evolution of. This had number 69 on the end of it. So it's these little AC adapters, any kind of power adapter, charger, not like a cell phone charger, but for more, I want to say, not really obscure, but kind of, more obscure than a cell phone, because everyone's got a cell phone. But like a laptop charger, sometimes printer chargers, AC adapters, or for like a specific speaker system, if it's like a sound bar, you know, you can get some of these AC adapters where, you know, people break them, or, you know, their cat chews on it, it gets wet and it's damaged. You know, whatever happens, people need it, and it's not something you can probably just go to Best Buy and buy a new cord for it. So they do sell well, it just kind of depends on which one you get. But anyway, this one says number 69, so I know it's incredibly old, because that was my original way of tracking all these things. I would put this thing in a bag and then stick a label on it that would have its number, and then I had a 3-tiered storage unit thing with pull-out shelves, and I would just have them all in there sequential, and I could find them and pull them out. And they ship in a padded envelope, so it's really easy to take care of and to ship out. But afterwards, this is before eBay had a custom label text box with all your listings. Now you can add SKU numbers to your own stuff to keep track of things, but back in the day they didn't have that, so I'd have to add it to the end of the title. And it was easier being in the title because when an item sold, I wouldn't have to actually open the page, open the description down here to see. You can see here, it's down here too, but the title one was the important, the title one was the important one because you could see it faster. Yeah, that's from years ago. And back in the day, I'd buy anything I can make a buck on. I'm a little pickier now, except for like the tool stuff. Like I said, I really just want the sale to get the lead. But generally speaking, there's a lot of stuff that I probably wouldn't mess with. But this is a good way to get items in your store, make a couple of bucks, build up your feedback on your account a little bit. It does have a purpose, and some of these sell for a lot. I've had some of these cords that I've listed for $40 a piece because it's the right one, you know. It's hard to find. Some people might need it. It's going to sit for a while. It's not going to sell right away, but if you can get $40 for it and something that small that doesn't take up a lot of space, it's a pretty good deal for you. Here we have a vintage wood handle Apex quarter-inch driver with socket. Had a little socket stuck on the end of it, so I said, well, we'll just include it. Somewhere it had a, someone engraved a W on the side of it. That kills people in them engraving their names and their initials on tools. It just kills the value of the tool so bad. Anyway, got $12.99 for it, $6 for shipping. I have a toolbox full of vintage tools that I've picked up at garage sales and auctions and stuff that need to get listed on eBay. And again, they've probably been sitting for a couple of years. But vintage tools actually do really well on eBay, especially if you can get them for a good price. A lot of times at auctions, though, people gobble that stuff up. They really like it. It's, at least around here, it can be a pretty hot seller. I got lucky at one auction where I got a bunch of snap-on tools, incredibly cheap, way cheaper than they should have went. And the reason was they had all the snap-on tools. It was an outside auction, so they had the hay racks and everything if you've ever been to an auction, and things lined up on tables or whatever, and you know, they pull their truck up and they're sitting in the box of the truck in the back, and anyway, they had a display case where all the snap-on stuff was in the display case, but it wasn't exclusively snap-on stuff. There was other tools and things in there too, and they were in flats. So it was a bunch of random ratchets and wrenches and sockets and stuff all in these flats, and as they were calling it out, I always tried to get real close right in the middle because I'm 4 feet tall. If I'm in the back, no one's going to see me. I can't see what they're selling. I have a real hard time. So when I go to auctions, I want to be right up front, and I want to be facing the auctioneer. I always face the auctioneer. I don't like having my back to him because some people like that, and they'll just kind of, I don't know. But I got to be facing him because I want to see where he's looking and who else is bidding, and it's easier that way for me. Anyway, I got them really cheap because I don't think anyone knew it was the snap-on stuff they were selling. They just said, oh, we got a flat of tools. And there were some that had snap-on in them, some that didn't have snap-on in them, but because I was standing right there in front of it, I knew exactly what box they were talking about. And anyway, so I got them really cheap, and that was a good deal for me. But vintage tools, if you can get them at the right price, they sell really well. We have some vintage Spuds McKenzie Bud Light beer glasses. $9.99 plus shipping. I probably only paid 50 cents a piece for them, so money-wise they're not bad, but what a pain to ship. I hate shipping glassware. It's too breakable. You got to have an oversized box so it doesn't break. It takes tons of packing material, so if you're not getting it for free, then you're paying for your packaging material. It takes forever to ship. Everything about glassware sucks. Again, this is an item that sat for years. Years. And didn't sell. But I am glad to see some of that stuff get the hell out of the house. Some of this vintage computer stuff can sell well. This one wasn't so much. 3.5-inch Diskettes, box of 10, Boy, I remember these things. Do you remember these things? I even remember the bigger ones. Was it 5 1/4 or whatever it was? If you get them new, sealed, they're definitely worth more. These were not. Even though they kind of, I mean, they still got that band on them, and I'm 99.9% sure they were never used and they were just fine. You still can't really sell them new unless it was shrink wrapped and everything. And to be honest, I have a little shrink wrapper, so I could have just shrink wrapped it myself because I'm pretty sure they were new. But I don't do that. So we sold them as used and got a little less than what we probably should have or could have. Another vintage tool item, we had the 3-piece Honda Motors motorcycle 10 and 12 millimeter, 14 and 17 millimeter wrenches. So there was 2 of these, the 10 and 12, there was 2 of those, and then there was the one 14 and 17. I know this is redundant, but I didn't feel like it was worth its own listing by itself. I just wouldn't get much out of it, and I had the 2 wrenches, so I just threw them together. $10 plus shipping. This was another thing that I think came in a garage sale where I just bought. The guy had several tables of tools on, vintage tools mostly, on a table in his garage, or in the driveway technically, but whatever. Anyways, I bought all of it, and these were in there. And I only paid like $100 for, I think it might have been $75. It was 2 years ago. Anyway, for all the tools, several tables of tools, and I think this was it. So if I got $10 out of just one little piece out of there, we're going to do pretty good. And the Einhell stuff, I'm sure we talked about it before. Snow Joe had a good deal on these where if you bought the Bear tool, you got a free starter kit with a 3 amp hour battery and charger. The price depended on what Bear tool you bought, but the cheapest one was only $35. So I bought 7 different sets. 6 I sold. No, I bought 8 sets because I kept 2 because I wanted 2 batteries so I could alternate when one's charging and one's being used. And then I got a bunch of different Bear tools to go with it, and I didn't need any of them. The only one I've used is the vacuum, a little like handheld vacuum, and the chainsaw sharpener, which both have been fine. The chainsaw sharpener I actually really like. The other ones are still sitting in the boxes, and this doesn't have a date on it, several months ago. Last updated September 1st, so at least that long. Alright guys, that's it for the sales updates. Let's give you a little peek at what I got selling. Maybe give you some ideas of something you could sell around the house, make a couple extra bucks. Christmas is around the corner, so we need a little extra money. My damn computer died, so I need some extra money for sure, for sure. Thanks for watching. Give the video a like, subscribe for a nice subscriber. See you guys next time.